What's up, my good friends? Before you dislike and unsub from me, I want you to know that this is not a personal attack on reviewers. This is a video essay about why I personally do not trust the opinions of some reviewers. These are 3 red flags I look for when vetting a reviewer. That tells me they are honest. And this is also why it is so important in regards to protecting small critics like myself, the integrity of authors and screenwriters, and how you can protect your reputation as a small fledgling critic. Remember that I am first and foremost a screenwriter and an educator. I come from an alternative background as most book reviewers and have very much a different point of view on books and reviewing than most other book critics. This is my point of view, and I want you to hear it. So roll the intro. In my last reading vlog, I said this. Maybe these booktubers are being disingenuous with their reviews. I am fully aware that I do have a tendency to speak in absolutes and make blanket statements sometimes. This is because I sometimes assume that the nuance beneath these blanket statements aren't really needed to convey the point that lies atop the nuance. So when I make a statement such as self-publishing is too easy, I wrongly believe that whoever I'm talking to understands that what I mean by the word easy is the literal act of publishing. Go on Amazon and click the publish button. That's what I mean when I say easy, not the overall process of writing, editing, taking feedback, making a cover, and marketing your book, because that is not the act of publishing. In fact, I did that same thing in order to publish this video. I clicked a button. So if you hear a blanket statement in this video, remember that this is just a bad habit I've developed over time. And if you want further insight to what I mean and why I think something that I say in this video, leave it in the comments or message me on Discord or Twitter. So let's get into it. What makes me think a reviewer is honest when they're giving their reviews? Well, 1, consistency. And what I mean by consistency is that a reviewer has a set of standards that they stick to if they don't contradict themselves. 100%, if I ever hear a reviewer contradict a previous statement they've made, whether it's in words or action, I automatically don't trust them. I mentioned in the video where I read A Touch of Light, reviewers often claim that they see self-publishing as equal to traditional publishing, yet every now and then you'll hear them say terrible things about self-publishing, such as, this book is better than any self-published book has the right to be, or I don't feel like I was reading a self-published book when I read this. This is a huge red flag for me, this kind of inconsistency, and it just leads me to think that they're being disingenuous in their reviews. If they have a trope they don't like, they'll say they don't like it in every single review, or if they do like that trope, they'll normally say, hey, I normally don't like this trope, but this author did it well. Or normally I hate this author, but in this particular book, I think they did some of this well. Or, flowery writing isn't my thing. So when there's a particular set of circumstances that surround the reading of a book, and all of a sudden they love flowery language and they don't tell us that they usually don't like it, that's a red flag. Number 2, they don't have an average review of over 4 stars on Goodreads. Any reviewer with an average of 4 stars on Goodreads is just a major red flag for me. It makes me wonder if maybe they don't review books they dislike, which as a reader is really not helpful to me, because if someone dislikes something, I a lot of times want to check it out and see why, and if it's just bad, or if it's pulpy fun bad, or it makes me think they might be big into DNFing. I don't generally DNF books I pay for, so again, DNFers who don't make DNF reviews on Goodreads really aren't helpful for me. Number 3, the biggest one and the last one. They don't often interact with authors. Any reviewer who constantly interacts with authors outside of interviews is absolutely untrustworthy. It's completely inappropriate for authors to interact with readers unless they're in an interview setting. This is something I've noticed that is basically just a phenomenon pretty exclusive to BookTube. If reviewers interact with authors on Twitter or Discord or Goodreads, they've crossed a line of professionalism that to me is very clear. You're a consumer. How can you be objective in the material you are consuming if you know the author personally? This is why doctors don't operate on their family members. You don't see Tina Fey or Aaron Sorkin interacting with movie buffs on Twitter, and if they do, there's usually backlash because most people realize that this is inappropriate. If a book reviewer lacks boundaries with authors, I don't trust them. At this point, if you've made it this far, you might be wondering, why does this matter? As a screenwriter, educator, and author, I can tell you, in these fields, reputation is everything. Your integrity as a reviewer is paramount. And if you are disingenuous, whether that's disingenuously nice or if you're just a straight up bully, you are damaging our profession, writing. You are enabling people like J.M. Arlen, Richard Britton, and Jack Argyle who think it's okay to invade spaces that are not meant for them. If you're being overly nice and giving them positive reviews they don't deserve, you're setting other readers up to be disappointed. If you are overly negative, then again, you're compromising the reality of what the product we as consumers and readers are buying. You've created a cycle of power imbalance, and maybe you've led people to waste their money. Words set us up for expectations, and when expectations are not met because you've been disingenuous, it's misleading and people will stop trusting you. So if you want to know which booktubers and reviewers I trust, you can ask me in the comments below. You can ask me on Twitter or Discord and I'll let you know. I just feel like verbally naming names on this video makes me a little uncomfortable and I'm not going to do it. So that's it, guys. That is what makes me trust reviewers. So that's it for me. Keep reading, keep writing, keep loving words, and I'll see you next time. Bye.